All righty, we have 7 o'clock. We're going to begin our morning briefing. Good morning. Today is Sunday, August 11th. Welcome to the operational briefing for the park incident. My name is Nick Wallingford, Planning Section Chief. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and radios. If you guys do need to have a side conversation or do you need to take a call, please take it out to the back and outside of the briefing area. Our incident objectives, our management objectives remain unchanged. Our control objectives remain unchanged. And now to night ops for our current situation.
Good morning. Good morning, Jeremy Pierce, Night Operations. So yesterday was a great day out on the fire. The whole west side through Tehama Delta, Tango Echo, all the way up to the Tehama Lima break, that whole section. Not a lot of smokes. It was on a patrol status. It remained on a patrol status. They continued to monitor it, and nothing popped up, and we had no reports of any smokes. Coming around the top, up by Manton, that one brush patch that's been causing us problems yesterday, didn't have any issues there, no smokes in it. It's still monitored. We still got some resources out there maintaining that. And then coming around over to our priority division yesterday down in the Tehama Union and Tehama Whiskey, that section right there is all plumbed. We got line in it. It's right up in this area here. Line is all around it. We've got it plumbed. They mopped it up. They're continuing. It's about 50 feet. Continuing that, getting that progress to 300. Still a lot of heat in there, a lot of snags in there. It's tough country, but the crews worked really hard yesterday and maintained that. Coming up around the top over by Doe Mountain, there's still some heat in there as well up on the hill. It's doing really well though. They've been monitoring it and mopping it up, getting that depth. There's a lot of work, and they put a lot of time in and a lot of water tender rotations. Coming down in the top of the L line down into BE and BF, so Butte, Foxtrot, and Echo. There's still a lot of heat in there as well, but we didn't have any spot fires, and we had no slopovers yesterday. Crews are continuing to get that depth and monitor it as well. So all in all, coming down 32, no calls for services. And so all in all, the fire was looking really good yesterday. A lot of hard work was done, mopping up and continuing that depth. And thank you for your time.
Weather.
Good morning. Tom Schultz, incident meteorologist, park incident. So today is a bit of a transition day, and with that, we'll see some heads-up conditions. Overall, though, we're starting the morning with calm weather. We do have RHs, though, for our mid and upper slopes above that temperature inversion that are starting off the day a bit lower than what we saw at this time yesterday. They are in the 30s. And as we go through the morning, we'll see that temperature inversion that's over the valley portions of the fire dissipate. We're expecting that to break around 13 to 1400. It's going to be a little bit earlier than we've seen on average the past week, just because the smoke production has been a little bit lessened with the fire. It'll be around the same time that we'll see winds out of the southwest to south-southwest start to increase. We're expecting gusts up around 20 to 25 miles per hour this afternoon, particularly for the higher elevations of Branch 12, 15, and into that Doe Mountain area. That will be combined with relative humidity in the mid-teens, a little bit lower than yesterday, and afternoon daytime temperatures in the 80s to 90s. So, with that, again, remain aware of your surroundings, especially through this afternoon. Once we get into the evening, we will see that temperature inversion begin to settle in yet again. We'll see conditions calm down, and then once we get into the second half of the overnight hours, winds will turn down drainage, down valley. If you have the opportunity, take weather observations today on the weather portion of the IAP. There is a number there. If you can take a picture of those and send it to us at the end of your shift, that would be greatly appreciated. But again, bit of a heads-up day, so stay safe out there. End of report.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, Jan Smoots, fire behavior analyst for the park incident. So a good reminder for everybody who's been out on the fire and anybody new to the fire, this fire behavior has primarily been driven by the fuel conditions out there. That's starting with the heavy loading of fine grass and flashy fuels in the lower elevations, transitioning to more of a brush component in the mid elevations and heavy timber with a lot of heavy deadened down material in the higher elevations. You're going to have clear air out over the fire for most of the day today. And keep in mind that any place where you have those fuels in alignment with a slope or with the wind, you can expect to see active fire behavior. If you get all three of those in alignment, expect that intensity to really pick up. Working our way around the perimeter of the fire, you can expect to see in branches 20 all the way around the heel of the fire up into branch 10 that you may see a little bit more of that visible smoke pickup with the clearer air and a little bit more wind on the fire today. Primary concerns are going to be in branch 12 in that inskip area. There's some potential for reburn in the brush patch there. Moving around into branch 15, that western slope leading up to Turner Mountain. Could see if we get any spots established, expect to see active fire there. Moving on into Division Tehama X-ray, any spot fires that get established on the north side of Highway 36 could cause us some problems. Moving into the Butte zone, Division Butte Charlie, Doe Mountain, all the way down into Butte Foxtrot and the Deer Creek drainage. Those are going to be problem areas if we get any fire established in those areas. I want you guys to recognize the conditions out there today that may lead to reburn. If we've got heavy fuels burning underneath a continuous canopy of either timber or brush, it's going to be a watch out situation for you, especially in places where those fuels and the slope and wind are lined up adverse to your line, could get some spotting and other issues in those areas. Should be a good day for visibility to be able to get the aircraft up to help you out. Make smart decisions, have a productive day.
Safety.
Good morning, Matt McDonald, safety for the park incident. Today you'll find your safety messages on page 6 and 7 of your IEP. Use those to brief your crews prior to going to the line. We'll be out there supporting you with 12 line safeties during your operation. I'd like to touch on a couple things for your safety messages. First being tree hazards. As fire moved through, it left many tree hazards out there. Identify them, mark them, let everyone around you know where they're at, and mitigate the hazards as possible with the personnel that are appropriate. Next is knowing what's going on in the divisions around you. As divisions pick up with fire intensity, you may be asked to move into those divisions. Make sure you get a proper briefing, understand the plan prior to engaging. And the last is driving. We have to continue to talk about driving because driving continues to be a problem. We are demobbing resources that are not adhering to the speeds. We need to slow down. Everyone's lives out there depend on how you drive. So please slow down. Have a safe shift. Thank you.
Air operations.
Good morning, park friends. Greg Bradshaw, Air Operations. Air Operations will continue to support your needs in meeting your operational objectives. Air attack and fixed wing will be on request. Our rotor wing will come out of our 2 helibases. We have 16 Type 1, 3 Type 2, and 5 Type 3 aircraft. Those include our 2 Type 1 night operational aircraft and our Type 3 night Helco. We have 2 UAS modules available, and we still have our mobile retardant base at Battle Creek. CAL FIRE continues to support our day rescue ship, and the California National Guard supports our night rescue ship. Working with aircraft or not, always monitor air to ground. Clear eyes, full hearts, one incident, one team. Park strong.
Communications.
Good morning. Jack Daniels, Communications Leader for the park incident. Please open your IEP to page 68. Today's IEP has 4 205s. We have 2 primary and 2 backup. Please make sure you're in the primary zones before going out on the line today. As a reminder, only authorized frequencies that can be used on the park incident are the ones listed in your 205. On page 72 is a map. It has the location of all the repeaters on the incident. You can use this as a reference if you're having issues on command. On page 73, we've added some information about how the NIPSI system works and how you can help improve performance of your radios. Today's clone is version 5. If you're new to the incident, or you don't have version 5, or you have questions or having any issues with your radios, please come see us at the communications trailer. We're located off to my right. Have a safe shift.
Medical.
Good morning, Steve McGarry, medical for the park incident. The medical plan can be found on page 74. We'll continue to provide CalMat and MERT services at both incident bases. And on the line today, we'll have dedicated ALS ambulances, line medics, and REMS teams. In the event of a medical emergency, at the bottom there in box 6 is the emergency reporting information. Please have that information available, and we'll get you the closest available resource. Thank you.
Information.
Good morning, Wendy Oaks, Information Park Incident. If you'll turn to page 75, I'll give you some updated numbers. Beginning tomorrow, at the bottom of the page, there's some mailing addresses. Beginning tomorrow, mail service will only be available at the Red Bluff address. And also, as a reminder, in our front PIO media trailer, we have a lost and found. We have lots of great items out there. We have an iPad, 4 cell phones, numerous credit cards, and some jewelry. So if you're missing any of those, stop by and pick them up. So for today's numbers, for acreage, we have 429,188. That's 429,188. Our containment is at 37%. That's 37. And our total personnel is 5,760, 5760. Stay safe out there.
Training.
Good morning. Anthony Masuko, training specialist for the park. Just a reminder, the Butte-based training shop will close this Tuesday at 1400 hours. So if you need to close out with them, just go ahead and visit them. They'll take care of your documentation. We currently have over 100 trainees who haven't checked in. So please just bring your initiated task book by and we'll check in. And all the remaining training needs will take place here. We're located in the plans building right behind check-in and demob. Have a safe shift.
All right, and now for our Tehama Zone roll call and division assignments.
Good morning. Tyler Holquist, Resource Unit Leader, Park Incident.
Good morning, Kent Cunningham, Tehama Operations.
Line Leadership Roll Call. Branch 1012, LaMonica. Here. Divisions Delta, Schmidt. Here. Juliet, Spalding. Here. Dunn.
Okay, Branch 1012. We've been working on this for quite a while now. Today should be our final day, Mike. We need to get in here and get this final piece buttoned up right here so that I can move a lot of the resources over to Branch 15 to help us mop up. So make sure we get in there today, hit it hard, make sure that it's reinforced and it can't go anywhere so that we can start to move resources around to help us with mop up.
Branch 15, Stalker. Yep. Frederick. Yep. Divisions Quebec, DiMartino. Yep. Miguel. Yep. Uniform, Kenyon. Yep. Whiskey, Thomas. Yep. X-ray, Peterson. Yep. Michelargi. Yep.
Okay, Branch 15, we've been making great progress. We had a great stop in there. Today will be tested. Today the winds will test your lines, they will test your hose lays, they will test the depth of mop up. The question is, will we be able to pass the test? It will test our response if we get any spots. The priority is to keep the fire south of Highway 36, keep everyone mobile, continue the mop up. If something happens, go get it.
Tehama Fire Suppression Repair, Morris. Here. Schultz. Here. Divisions Group 1, Bicondova. Liba. Group 2, Douglas. Group 3, Pamatz. Colomer. Group 4, Lusinger. Group 5, Washburn. Sheed. Road 7, Anguiano. Roads 14, McCarthy.
Okay, fire suppression repair, keep up the good work. Eventually, this is going to be the biggest animal on this fire, is getting that done. So every bit of progress you can make sure that that gets on the map so that we can continue to status the incident commanders as well as the local unit. So keep up the great work. Make sure that we're pacing ourselves through there. We're not leaving any gaps in there. So you guys are doing a great job, and we appreciate it.
A few reminders at the end of briefing. Please go to your division breakouts. They begin on my right, your left, with Division Delta Echo, and wrapping all the way around the stage. If you are unassigned, please check in to where you pick up your IAP to the unassigned. Also, please refer to page 83 in your IAP for additional messages. For today, next cooperators meeting is at 1000 hours. The next planning meeting is at 1700 hours. The next operational briefing will be tomorrow morning at 0700 in the same location. Now to our Unified Incident Commander.
All right, good morning, everybody. Bob Counts, Unified Incident Commander. This is the point in the incident where complacency and fatigue start to set in. Everyone has done an amazing job getting us to where we are today. But throughout the rest of today, I want everybody to consider safety with all of their actions out there. I want everybody to make it home safely to their families and their loved ones. Have a productive shift and make good choices today. Thank you.
Butte Zone Operations.
Good morning. Start with roll call of your line leadership down to the division level. Branch 525, Edson. Here. Division Butte, Bravo Victor X-Ray Papa Tango, Miller. Here. Branch 18, Dyer. Here. With trainee Pooley. Here. Division Butte Charlie, Haley. Here. Division Butte Echo, Watner. Morning. Division Butte Foxtrot, Cassone. Branch 20, Walton. Here. With Division Butte Hotel Kilo November. That'll be a change, it'll be Frederick. Here. Butte Fire Suppression Repair, Ham. Here. And Derby. Here. All right, you can see things are starting to wind down a little bit on our side here, which is a great sign. Our priority for today is going to continue to be Branch 18 out on the Butte Charlie and specifically in the Doe Mountain area. There's still a lot of heat in there. It's got in some of the Dixie Fire scar with some dead and down in there, and it's just going to require a lot of mop up and a lot of work in there. So again, we've loaded you guys up with resources. So please take advantage of all the folks we have, and let's get that put to bed out there and mopped up the best we can in there. Continuing down, continue gridding and watching for spots in the green. We had a flight with IR again last night with the drones. Everything's looking really good out there. There are some interior pockets still in Echo and Foxtrot that we need to take out and kind of get to that seek and destroy mission. From DP 28 down to drop point 40, that K line into Deer Creek and all of that's looking really good, but there's still a lot of work. We cannot turn our backs on that yet. So we've got a good 300 foot of mop up in there. There's a lot of interior heat still. Farther in, some pockets of heat. And again, we need to get that seek and destroy in there. If it's past 300 feet, if it's 1,000 feet in, I want you guys to go in and get after it and put it out. It may be a single stump hole, but those are the things that are going to cause us problems in the future. So please, let's hit it hard. And my goal is to turn over a good product here when we transition this zone out to the Tehama zone in the day or two. We turn over a good product and give them as little work to do as possible over there. Down Highway 32, from Humboldt Road down into Forest Ranch, we need to continue mopping that up. It's looking real good. They've identified a couple of dozer piles that still need to be hit in there. We're going to get an excavator over there for you guys today and get those knocked out. So continue the great work you've done and continue serving the public and helping out, especially in Cohasset. We're getting a lot of great feedback for the help you guys are doing in there. So keep that up, and we appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right. For the 12-hour resources assigned to Branch 18 in divisions Bravo Charlie, Bravo Echo, and Bravo Foxtrot, please be advised that when you come off the line tonight, you will be coming here to Chico for dinner, but tomorrow your operational briefing will be up in Red Bluff. For the 12-hour resources going out on the line today, when you come off the line tomorrow morning, you'll be going to Red Bluff. If you have any questions about that, please ask your line leadership at division breakouts. Division breakouts will be behind the briefing area immediately following briefing. Unassigned resources will be to my right, your left, underneath the trees. The cooperators meeting will be at 1000 hours in the Harvest Hall. The planning meeting will be at 1700 hours, also in the Harvest Hall. And for those resources remaining here, excepting the ones I already mentioned, your next operational briefing will be here at 0700 tomorrow. Closing comments from our Unified Incident Commander, Kevin Bohall.
Good morning. Today's message will be on customer service. So obviously, we're providing good customer service for the 4 counties that are affected by this incident, citizens and communities that have been impacted. So obviously, we have folks that are in an evacuation order. Those folks and the folks that have been repopulated, we want to do the best customer service we can, give them good information, and be courteous. I do want to close with a success story, and I'm going to read this because I don't have a photogenic memory. While on R&R, Gilroy Fire Engine 2614 found themselves on a medical emergency outside of the Park Fire. So Engine 2614 quickly took action to help prevent a pediatric drowning at a local hotel pool. After administering several rounds of CPR, the 7-year-old girl began breathing on her own. So things like that are a success story that we want to hear about, and we want to do what we can to make sure that we have successes like that on the fire or outside of the fire as we move forward. Thank you and have a good shift.
That concludes your operational briefing. Please be sure to turn your radios and cell phones back on.